hurricane watch remains in effect for the following counties: in Florida, DeSoto, Hardee, Highlands, inland Charlotte, inland Citrus, inland Hernando, inland Hillsborough, inland Levy, inland Manatee, inland Pasco, inland Sarasota, Polk and Sumter. Tide forecast. At St. Petersburg, low tide Monday at 11:51 a.m. High tide Monday at 7:11 p.m. Low tide Monday at 9:52 p.m. High tide Tuesday at 4:22 a.m. A storm surge watch remains in effect and a hurricane watch remains in effect for the following counties: in Florida, coastal Charlotte, coastal Citrus, coastal Hernando, coastal Hillsborough, coastal Lee, coastal Levy, coastal Manatee, coastal Pasco, coastal Sarasota, inland Lee and Pinellas. Flood warning now in effect from Wednesday evening until further notice. What? Moderate flooding is forecast. Where? Little Manatee River at Waimama at US-301. When? From Wednesday evening until further notice. Impacts: at 14.5 feet, flooding of several houses begins near 32nd and 33rd Streets in Ruskin. Additional details: at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday, the stage was 8.1 feet. Bankful stage is 11 feet. Forecast: the river is expected to rise above flood stage Wednesday evening and continue rising to 14.9 feet Thursday morning. Flood stage is 11 feet. Flood history: this crest compares to a previous crest of 15 feet on September 18, 1994. https www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood warning now in effect from Wednesday evening until further notice. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Peace River at Zilpho Springs at Senior 17. When? From Wednesday evening until further notice. Additional details: at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday, the stage was 12.1 feet. Bankful stage is 14 feet. Forecast: the river is expected to rise above flood stage late Wednesday evening and continue rising to 17.9 feet Thursday morning. Additional rises are possible thereafter. Flood stage is 16 feet. Flood history: this crest compares to a previous crest of 18 feet on July 17, 1959. https www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood warning remains in effect until further notice. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Manatee River near Myakka Head at Senior 64. When? Until further notice. Impacts: at 15 feet, low sections of State Road 64 start to flood. Additional details: at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday, the stage was 8 feet. Bankful stage is 7 feet. Forecast: the river is expected to rise above flood stage Wednesday afternoon and continue rising to 14.5 feet Thursday morning. Flood stage is 11 feet. Flood history: this crest compares to a previous crest of 14.5 feet on September 8, 2000. https www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood warning remains in effect until further notice. What? Minor flooding is occurring and minor flooding is forecast. Where? Cypress Creek at SR54 Worthington Gardens. When? Until further notice. Impacts: at 8 feet, flooding begins at the recreation area on State Road 54. Additional details: at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday, the stage was 8.3 feet. Bankful stage is 8 feet. Recent activity: the maximum river stage in the 24 hours ending at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday was 8.3 feet. Forecast: the river is expected to rise to 9.2 feet Thursday morning. Additional rises are possible thereafter. Flood stage is 8 feet. Flood history: this crest compares to a previous crest of 9.2 feet on June 27, 2003. https www.weather.gov/safety/flood. The tropical weather outlook issued by the National Hurricane Center in Miami. Issued at 1:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. For the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico, active systems, the National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Hurricane Leslie, located over the central tropical Atlantic Ocean, on Hurricane Milton, located over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, and has issued the final advisory on post-tropical cyclone Kirk, located over the North Atlantic Ocean, southwestern Atlantic, an area of disturbed weather located across portions of South Florida, the Florida Straits, and the northwestern Bahamas is expected to move northeastward, where an area of low pressure could form near the northwestern Bahamas. Some limited tropical or subtropical development is possible while the low moves northeastward to east-northeastward around 15 miles an hour. However, upper-level winds are likely to increase in a couple days, which should prevent any further development. Formation chance through 48 hours, low, 10%. Formation chance through 7 days, low, 10%. Far eastern tropical Atlantic, a tropical wave is expected to move off the west coast of Africa in a couple days. Afterward, environmental conditions appear marginally favorable for some slow development of the system while it moves westward or west-northwestward across the eastern tropical Atlantic. The system is expected to move near, or over the Khb32 Islands on Thursday or early Friday, and interests there should monitor its progress. Formation chance through 48 hours, low, near 0%. Formation chance through 7 days, low, 30%. These are the 2 p.m. observations for the local area on Monday, October